Hey everybody, Syntax77 here, doing a little bit more of a relaxed video today. Not that any of my videos are actually very formal now that I think about it, but been collecting lately some surplus military gear, just trying to switch up the system, maybe get something different for the next trip, a little more lightweight than the full camping bag. So probably have some videos coming out on some of the stuff I'm picking up, but today we're going to be looking at the Canteen I got, and more specifically the cooking system that came with it. So I'll show you that. I'll do a separate video on it, but it is hooked up to surplus load-bearing vest. It's not the newer mole looking gear, it's the a little bit older school looking load-bearing vest. I got a Z-Lite. This is a Z-Lite sleeping pad by Thermarest attached to it, and then the butt pack that you kind of out of frame, but that's not surplus, that's by Rothko, but we'll get into that later. Today we're going to look at the Canteen pouch. I got a whole little kit off of, I searched around, you can do the same. I ended up with eBay instead of one of the specific retailers, and got the pouch and the bottle, and I already kind of wove it in with some Alice clips. Comes with the Alice clips. These are the little clips back here to put it on your vest. And let's just slide it out, because it also comes with the Canteen cup. So, right there. Check that out. Let's zoom it out a little bit. Right there. Canteen cup and the little windshield slash stove. So let's see what we got. Now, let's open up the little butterfly handles on the cup, and then we should be able to slide off. There we go. Now, these are actually used, or previously issued, whatever you want to call them. They're definitely used. They're listed as very good condition. I actually went to Allegheny Outfitters, this little storefront on eBay. Prices change all the time, but they seem pretty cool, and all their stuff is listed in different conditions. From never issued, which this stove here was listed as never issued. It actually came in the plastic, and you can tell the color difference and how I had a little trouble getting it off there because it isn't broken in. And these were listed as very good, and they also have good, which they say themselves is probably the best value, but since this has water going in it that I'm going to drink, I went with the very good. So this we'll get to in a second. Here's a Canteen cup, little butterfly wings for a handle, and this is just a 1 quart standard olive drab Canteen. Almost said Canteen, which would have been fancy. But what my plans for the system is to take a cat can stove that I made previously on a video that you're free to watch if you want to spend some time watching a 20-minute video about something that should have taken 4 minutes. Be my guest and check out my previous video on making this. But real simple, it's just a cat food can with some holes in it, and I'll pour some denatured alcohol into it, which normally you would carry in some other form of container, but since we're just making a video here, got denatured alcohol, which is really just drinking alcohol that's been poisoned, hence denatured, so that they can sell it without all those alcohol taxes on it. Now, military issue wise, you would use the little fuel tablets and pop them in there, but we're going to do this way instead. So we're going to put that in there, and then this actually goes the opposite way and just sits like that. So let's get some water, pour it in there. I'm going to just see if we can get, I actually tested this earlier and I did get a nice little simmer. I didn't fill my stove up all the way, but I got a nice little simmer out of it. Definitely hot enough for coffee or maybe hydrating some meals. I stopped by Big Lots today to get some cheap energy drinks, and they had this, oh, look how tasty that looks, Nutrisystem maple flavored breakfast patty for $1. Can't imagine it's the tastiest thing in the world, but I was interested in it because it's shelf stable, and they say stovetop you can just boil it in there, so maybe we'll try heating that up. So anyway, let's get this out of the way right now. And alcohol. Open this up, pour some in. Careful not to go past the vent holes or else we'll start leaking fuel everywhere. That's a decent amount. I apologize for all the barking dogs in the background. You're just going to have to deal with it like I do. Alright, so got your alcohol in there. This is a wide open stove. I mean, no top on it or anything, so it's pretty much going to be burning all out like that. And that is lit, even though you can't tell, because it's got an invisible flame until it heats up and turns blue. But that's actually lit. And then let's put the canteen on top. Or canteen cup, pardon me. And that'll start to heat up. And hopefully we get a little bit of a simmer on this thing. So now the exciting part. Probably do some editing here, but I will time it. Time it. It's been about a minute so far. We got a little movement in the water. No bubbles yet. I should probably also mention. I think this cost me about $18 for the whole kit. That included everything you see plus the bag. The canteen cover, which is on the pack over there. If I got the good quality or good condition, and a lot of them, most of them actually you won't find with this stove here. If you get it without that, you can get it even cheaper, probably $10 or less, depending on what you find. But in my case, about $18, and then I did pay some shipping, so probably in the $20 range for this little setup here. And I hear some sizzling. It's been about 2.5 minutes so far. You see a little bit of, actually it's been more like 3 minutes. I got a little surface steam around 2.5 minutes, and I got some bubbles around the edges here at 3 minutes. So, cranking along. Still looks like we got some fuel in the bottom there. Let's see if we can zoom in on those flames there. So, and you can chime in. I'm sure this isn't the most fuel efficient stove in the world, but it's definitely cranking a quick, nice burst of heat, that is for sure. Okay, and I didn't catch it on film. Should have, but I actually did run out of fuel, so I didn't pour quite enough, or actually I don't know how much more I really could have fit in there, so probably could work on some sort of cover to make this burn a little more controlled. Not sure, it'll take some experimentation, but I threw a little extra fuel in there, and we're almost at a boil at this point. Well, maybe it's wishful thinking, but we're definitely at a simmer. And actually, I cut the camera, but it's only a couple seconds later, and we do have a full boil, and that took us around 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and I just barely didn't have enough fuel. I mean, it was only about an extra, not even a minute of cooking with that second burst of fuel. So let's pop my lovely Nutrisystem in there and give that some heat, and probably let it burn out and just sit in there. But so there you have it. About 6 minutes to get a boil, and that, I don't know how much water that was. We're not being scientific, but it's enough for a cup of coffee or heating up some weird meals that you find at the dollar store. Yeah, that sucker's just boiling away. So I just barely missed a boil with that first load. Let's get our weird sausage out of there. Take this out of the way. And actually, it just burnt out. So, but yeah, the second load was almost unnecessary. I'd say you pretty much can get it to a to a boil very close by filling up the system I have now, which is about a third or a half at the most of a cat can. So let's see what kind of eats we got. Oh, it's only one. I guess that's what you get for 80 calories. Alright. Look at this tastiness. Alright, I know this video is not about the Nutrisystem maple sausage, but I'll tell you what, this really isn't that bad. And if I was in the woods right now, I'd be pretty happy. So, I might go back just for fun and grab some more of these for $1. Because I am planning on collecting some more of this gear. And sounds like C-130 going by. That's always fun. Collecting some more of this surplus gear and doing maybe a kind of a different hike. Mike, who's in a lot of my videos, I'll probably drag him along if I can get him to buy some surplus. I want to do a solo hike at some point. And so that's what I got going on. Also, there's a channel out there called Really Big Monkey 1 that has really been helpful to me. If you want to see an example of this gear being used, I suggest you check out his channel. It's really been helping me, so check that out and stay tuned for more videos. See you later. Surplus canteen with an alcohol stove. Works for me.